everyone, it's Jack Ray here from Jazz Banjo Academy. I'm here with a tutorial on how to play the Gershwin's Nice Work If You Can Get It, in the key of F on the tenor banjo. And we're going to start with an A7 chord, just using the bottom 3 strings. So we're using kind of inside voices or 3-string voices for the vast majority of these A sections. So the reason we do that is it's a cyclical chord progression. We're starting on our 3 dominant chord. We're going root, flat 9. So that's a nice movement down there. It's A7 to flat 9, which becomes the augmented on the next chord, which is a D7. So D7 sharp 5. And that comes back down to its 5th. So then we're on a G7, root note up the top. And we're going to go use all 4 strings here. That's a C13 with a 9 in it as well. So we're going E, B flat, D, A. So you got nice there. Chord tone, altered tension, chord tone, which is the tonic, and then like a nice color tone. So natural 13. If you don't understand that, it doesn't matter. But it's a nice amount of tension release in that opening phrase. So A7, D7, G7, C7, F. So if we were just going to play that, say we're in a band section, we don't want to play the melody as well, we're just going to go A7, D7, G7, C7. That's our first 2 bars. So it's a cycle starting from 3 dominant and going around the cycle fits A, D, G, C. Then we go back to a 1. So then we're going 1, 4, 7, 2. So that's F, B flat, G7. Now a lot of people put in an A flat diminished going back to the 1. So if you wanted to keep this harmonic rhythm of 2 beats for every chord, so you'd go A7, D7, G7, C7, F, B flat, G7, A flat diminished, F. So it's a lot of chords in this song to start with. The melody of those sections are... Then we've got F, G... Goes back between those 2 notes. You can even play that chord voicing, which is D and A flat on our bottom 2 strings. And the 13, this is a B flat 7, which is G up the top. That's a bit of a stretch, so you can come down here. You just reverse the 2 notes. So now we have A flat on the bottom string and D on the G string. And that comes to a G13. So we've got like sort of a B flat 13 to G13. Now on that D, you can either just leave your G7 or you could have an A flat diminished. To be honest, on the tenor banjo, the way we're voicing that could be either one. So because diminished chords are built in minor thirds, if we took D and A flat up a minor third, we'd get F and B flat. Now we're just on our tonic. So you can go 1, 6, 2 dominant, 2, 5, 1, and that finishes it off. So let's look at the melody quickly, and then we'll talk about both sections. So that would be over the 1 and the 6. So we've got a C there, C, D, C, D, F, G, 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 A. You do the open string or up there on the 7th fret of the D string. Same thing but reharmonized, so over the 2 minor. C sus, so C, B flat, F, with the D open, resolves to an F. So the whole chord progression for the A sections, the first 2 A's are the same, they're 8-bar sections. We're going A7, D7, G7, C7, F, B flat, G7, A flat diminished, F, D minor, G7, G minor, C, F, So that's going to be the same for the next section. So both those sections are exactly the same because we resolve both times. Then that leads us to our bridge. So we can put in, we're going to D minor here, which is our relative minor from F to D minor. So we've got A7. Then we're going to B flat 7. So we've got the flat 7 of that chord of the melody, which is an A flat. So just imagine someone, that's D minor to B flat 7, back to D minor, waiting at the cottage door, D minor to G13, which is nice. And then we go to C minor, back to G7, so we've modulated here. But only for a second, because then when we get up to that G, A, C, which is G minor 11, so C augmented there. And then we're back to our last A section. So the bridge, just harmonically, is D minor, B flat 7, D minor, G7, C minor, G7, G minor 11 to C augmented. Now this last A section, there's quite a few variations on the form, and that means the number of bars in it and even the length of some of those bars is up for discussion, basically. So the way we played it yesterday was as a 9-bar section, which means we added sort of a 1-bar tag almost in it. So when we go, nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? And then that's just 1 bar of resolution. We're back to the top. A slight variation on that, we could add 2 bars as a reset there at the end of the form. So we're going, nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? Holding hands. So you see what I mean? We've got a turnaround there instead of just holding hands at mid. I like the 9-bar. It's unusual. Another thing you can do, which is a little bit less common probably because it's more difficult to pull off, is you've got a bar of 2 there. So you should kind of cut that little tag in half. So you've got, nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? Holding hands at midnight. And so I put in 2 beats of F at the end there, so that makes it an even number of beats, although it doesn't really feel like just an 8-bar section. It kind of feels like you've got 6 bars of 4, a bar of 2, a bar of 4, and a bar of 2. That's just how it feels like to me. You could write it down differently. It would just be a bit of crossing the bar line there. You could also probably, you can put a full bar there at the end, or 2 bars. A lot of arrangements of this song, it's still unclear. Like there's like a transitional section to go back to the top. A lot of big band arrangements, they'll put in an interlude of some sort there. Then you don't have to really commit to what the form is. Another option, which is probably the easiest to pull off if you're in a jam situation and you don't have time to discuss it, is just to make the last A section the same as the first 2 A sections, which means you lose the tag and some of the uniqueness of this tune, but there's still a lot of other interesting things about this tune which are worth playing. So if you have to do that, you can just make it a 32-bar tune. Just play the 3rd section exactly the same as the last one. So what actually happens in that tag is we're extending that sus chord. So nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? So we've extended that sus chord to a full bar. So nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? Yeah. So then you can just cut how much time you want to hang on that 2 minor chord, basically. Nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how? So there I just, as soon as the phrase was done, I didn't leave 2 bars space between the next. what we did on the ending might be useful to some people, as well as if you make those note values twice as long. So you're going, won't you tell me, and then we're up to a flat 2 chord, how, and just resolved 5-1. But it's a really unique tune. It's wonderfully written. I mean, it's Gershwin. You'd expect that. But it's one of my favourite tunes, and I think as long as you understand the variations on the form, it's a tune that's very playable. It's just that things like that require a lot of discussion often don't get played as much because they're more difficult. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. Remember to click subscribe to see all the brand new videos from us here at Jazz Banjo Academy.